was thinking about it. You gave the great chart data, right? I've always maintained that having a diamond record will burn you alive.
Mm.
That it is too much. Hootie and the Blowfish is the great example, right?
Mm.
Hootie and the Blowfish were so diamond that no one wanted to deal with them ever again. Um, and that happens
Yeah.
where people go diamond and then go away. Um, I'm wondering if it was an advantage that she didn't have a thriller, that she didn't have an only built for Cuban links that she constantly got marked back to. Yeah, she didn't have an Illmatic that got held over her. She was able to kind of keep reshaping and
Okay.
in that way.
Okay. Okay. So when you say that, immediately I think of Lauryn Hill.
Think of who?
Lauryn Hill.
Oh, hell yeah, hell yeah. Great point.
Like what's I love this mythological character. What's the name of the character that flew too close to the sun that
Oh,
he got
Daedalus.
burned?
Daedalus. Yeah.
Icarus.
Who?
Yeah.
Icarus.
Icarus. Yeah,
Icarus.
yeah, yeah. Sorry, Daedalus.
Icarus. That kind of is a parallel to what you're saying. Like Hootie and the Blowfish would be an example. Lauryn Hill. Like the miseducation of Lauryn Hill. Now it went diamond. I went diamond. It said here like it went diamond maybe 23 years after its release, but that song was on a rocket ship up, and so
Right.
it took
So,
23 years. But she never really. She had an unplugged album after that,
loved it.
Yeah. But that was
which
it.
did phenomenal. But then another, and then she had a couple other hits like The Sweetest Thing and a couple of singles, but never another album. Never another album. And so that would kind of that's a second example in addition to Hootie and the Blowfish about how I never thought of that, but that's a good point. How like if you go diamond, that kind of burn you kind of get burned up.
Yeah.
Now, of course, we have some unicorns like a Michael Jackson goes diamond,
Right.
and he's fine. Now I wonder after TLC went diamond, did they kind of start their decline? I have to check
I
and
mean,
see.
Yeah, they
Meatloaf is a
started.
yeah, Meatloaf is a great example of sell 10 million records and then you're gone for like 10 years,
Because
so
how can you duplicate that success? It's so hard. Boys to Men got diamond for two. No, they're number two, not Cooley High Harmony. That one's close actually. But then they never really got back to that level either. Then they really took a big drop off. But now they kind of come back and done well. I have to. That's a good.
Boys to
That
Men,
would.
because even Boys to Men were oversaturated with like, it's these dudes in the same white suits surrounded
Yeah.
by candles. Like, get these dudes out of here.
The
Like,
anti Jodeci. So what happened was that that's with your permission. That would be a very fascinating research topic.
do it.
Like that's because that's where the book came from. That's where the Quiet Storm came from. Is why what is causing the disappearance of all the black R&B groups? That was the question.
Yep,
Very quickly after I did the research, okay, 99.5% of all R&B groups are black anyway, so it's just R&B as a whole.
sure.
But then it would be very fascinating to say, let's do some research on what happens to artists after they go diamond across all genres. And you can see, and that would be some very, that, with your permission,
Yeah.
of
And
course I
that
give you
that's
credit.
that's a documentary, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Talk to anybody from Boys to Men and ask, right? Like,
Yeah.
what is the difference with Diamond? Because like, I would love to ask Lauryn Hill, would you rather have one Diamond album or three double platinum albums?
Yes. Yes.
Like, what would you
Yes.
rather have? Because like, if you have three doubles, like you're just on a good run, and people are gonna follow you through the good run.
Yeah,
You know?
it's so funny because like I'm in the middle of like applying for teaching positions,
Mhm.
professor, full-time professors because although I teach a full-time load in music business, I'm still considered part-time. And in the application, they ask you about research topics. And to present this as a research topic would be fat. That could be a great
Do it
conversation during an interview. Like, oh my goodness, like
here.
I would love to ask the Dixie Chicks what
Totally.
happened.
100%.
You,
Because I think what it is for me, like when you cross over into diamond, you stop being an artist and you become a product. Uh, in terms of now, when record labels are reporting their numbers, they're going to talk about how they have an album from you coming. Or I just think once you get to diamond, then the powers that be have made a decision like we got to maximize our product as opposed to the artist.
They
Hmm.
burn you out. Like they
Yeah.
burn you out. It looks like look at the how did Marvel go bankrupt the first time?
They had one big movie, right? There was the big movie. Go ahead, tell us.
They
Yeah.
went bankrupt the first time before Iron Man came out, before any of that. They went bankrupt and lost their rights because they kept they did too much. I'm a Punisher fan as an example, right?
Hmm.
Punisher's great. Well, guess what? Now there's 10 Punisher series running at the same time. They all have alternate covers, right? The
Mhm.
store's filled with Punisher. Now you've burned them out. You've burned out the people, there's too much, right? Wolverine. Now there's too much Wolverine. He's in 7 different series at once, and people are tired of seeing him, right?
Yeah.
So they weren't patient. They weren't a commodity, right? We always talk about this K like Denzel Washington only shows up when he's got a movie.
Hmm.
He
Mhm.
fades away the rest of the time because the Denzel mystique is real and it's potent, right?
Mhm.
Like he feeds that. So they didn't get a mystique. You don't have a mystique if you're 10 million. You're on coffee mugs, you know? It's tough. It's tough. The media saturation is wild. So
You, yeah, yeah. You gave a great point. Hootie and the Blowfish. I mean,
yeah,
they came, and that was their debut album. Came out like probably I don't know if they're the first album, but it was one of their first.
yeah.
I mean, Darius Rucker is still
He's
Yes.
still
out
doing
there.
stuff. Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, I think once and I think when Michael, like when he went diamond off of a Thriller, then he starts thinking, well, I can't go backwards. Now, what am I going to make? What am I going to make that's going to be equivalent to Thriller?
And
That becomes
he can't go back to being relatable.
no,
He can't
no.
he can't he can't hang out on the corner. Like he can't like
He's just starting it, right?
with
It's
gold on him.
done.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's where he's at.
It's done. Like it's
Yeah.
done. Then like it's just that's such a fascinating. What? How long have you been sitting on that?
I've been saying that I've got all kinds of weird theories that I just have been saying everywhere for a
That's a
long
great
time.
topic. That's a
Uh,
fascinating topic. Like